Hey, Jim Williams, good morning. It is October 9th, and we are watching Hurricane Milton closing in on the Florida Peninsula this morning. Forecast from NHC, and 2 a.m. you'd have a 130 mile per hour hurricane coming into the Sarasota area just south of Tampa. That's the official forecast. I set the cameras up, Siesta Key, just south of Siesta Beach. And this is like a row of rentals that people, I guess, use as vacation spots or whatever. And the ocean is right beyond those palm trees. In the inlet in Venice, facing the Gulf of Mexico, and that water's going to come rushing in there. And I aimed it at these boats. You can see here there's a lot of boats that are kind of elevated out of the water here, but this is all going to be pounded here starting tonight. And this camera is on a bridge, so the bridge is probably 15 feet off the surface of the water, so it may survive this. So what happened was I did a video yesterday, and I was showing people the camera shot from Chris's house. Chris Hollis, that runs tropicalatlantic.com. He helps a lot with Hurricane City. So I went over there to meet him, and I figured, let me set up a camera across from his house. It was a really neat shot of the bay aiming toward his neighborhood. As you could see the water rushing in. But I went to Chris's house, and he told me the track has shifted a little bit south, and he thinks that I should move the camera further south instead of his neighborhood. It was good to meet Chris because he's done so much work over the years at Hurricane City and helped me out. And again, he had flooding from Hurricane Helene. Several inches got into his house. I was fortunate to meet him and his father, who were battling Helene and putting plastic and wood up and boards and brick pavers and all kinds of stuff to save their house from flooding. And they did a great job and saved their house from flooding. And they got a little bit of minor damage in their house. Best performing models overall, which is the AEMI and the CEMN, tropical consensus models. And they're the best performers, only off by like between 10 and 40 miles off so far on the track. And they're both taking this into Sarasota. So it'll be interesting to see if this plays out. This is going to be a bad night for a lot of people in Central Florida. So batten down the hatches. Okay, you all, Jim Williams. I am en route to get in position for the intercept of the eye of Hurricane Milton. I'm north of the circulation right now heading in. I'm on I-75, and Bill is handling the cameras right now, and we got some action going on. So Bill, I'm going to take it over to you. Go ahead.
You were looking at a live shot of Siesta Key, Florida. This is the camera that Jim set up yesterday. Little off topic, but there's all kinds of problems with GPS right now because of all the geomagnetic storm activity. Oh, something just blew up. We got transformers blowing apart. Something's on fire.
I see it. It's like it's the pole in front of the pole that the camera's attached to.
What do you think that, to me, what is that, electrical? I would think.
Those are two antennas, and then there's a pole, a electrical pole in front of it.
More sparks. There went the rest of the power. Oh, that whole place is coming apart.
This is happening a lot sooner than we anticipated. It was supposed to be a midnight deal.
Time is 7:03 Eastern Time. Big delay, Jim, but I think you've got water in the streets. I can't tell if that's surge or rainwater because of pixelation. I think it might be a mixture of both, to be honest with you.
There's our current radar shot of the eye about to make it on shore. It's pretty void of convection right now, which is pretty amazing.
there's something beneath that whacking the hell out of your instrument. See that?
Oh yeah.
I think that piece of metal destroyed your instrument. The anemometer.
Very top of the radar, you see my position north of the eye.
No official landfall yet. Northern eyewall spreading on shore now. According to NHC, winds 120, pressure 952 millibars.
I hope. And here's me on the inside of the truck, absolutely terrified as I'm driving.
miles west-southwest of Sarasota as of 8 o'clock. Minimum central pressure 954, and this is critical. It's finally made that east-northeast turn. It had been going northeast most of the day, or north-northeast.
This is going to get ugly.
Goes without saying there's an extreme wind warning for the area you're in.
Pressure down to 967. Wow. Wow, this is crazy. Wow, this wind is really blowing. This has got to be 100. I mean, it's just really hard driving in this. This is the northern eyewall for sure. The truck is struggling to get through these winds.
8:44 p.m. What time is it? 8:46. That's turning up.
Check my.
What's your pressure before you do that, please?
960. 960.9.
Fifth lowest pressure on record recorded in Milton's lifetime a couple of days ago, 897 millibars.
897. Amazing.
At the time, it had winds of 180 miles an hour. The landfall was called at Siesta Key at 8:30.
Okay, 0 miles an hour right now. No wind.
You're right in the eye.
'61. Look, it's dead calm up there. It's just foggy. Look, it's just kind of foggy. Yeah, you can hear crickets over here.
I am joining you from Lakewood Ranch in Manatee County, and it was so bizarre, so spooky. The eye of the storm just passed, so it was very calm. I've never been in the eye of a hurricane before, and so for a brief few minutes, people were outside of the hotel that we're staying at, walking their dogs, and just checking it out because it was such a stark difference than just an hour beforehand when the wind was whipping. We really saw those conditions really deteriorating very quickly. Wow. With Milton.
77. Set a gust of 70. And the power's flicker. And the power just went out. I mean, this wind is starting to really howl out here. We just lost power.
All right,
let's came back on. Whoa! Power's still flickering. You see it flickering everywhere. Power has gone out in Sarasota.
It's like your third gust, 69, I think.
Whoa! 100.
What was that?
This truck is getting rocked right now.
You heard that. What was that gust? Were you
100.
able to see it?
100.
Damn.
Wow. Oh, 90.
Wow.
Wow, there's a power flash out there. What? 66. Whoa. 89. Whoa, there's power flashes all over the place out here. Let me get back on the dash cam because there's stuff flashing out here. Oh! Wow.
Was that a power flash? I thought I saw blue there.
It's been happening. They're getting nailed right now in Sarasota. The backside is horrendous. Wow, this truck is getting rocked. 88.
Oh, and
72. We bottomed out at 960, and now it's 972, pulling away.
Yeah, it's back. And we got a view. Something just blew up.
All right, get it up. Oh. Get it full screen. Is there a fire there or something? What's going on?
I don't know.
Now
I think the building's caught fire. We could lose this camera.
Yeah, that's a fire.
This is not good, bud.
Well, there's a power flash in that shot. That's the gauge you're seeing in the screen, the black box in there. That's the gauge. It's still hanging on. And I lost the anemometer. Now I lost the little anemometer on the side of the truck. I don't know if it blew off or what. It's not recording anything. Let me step out there real quick, see if maybe it's something stuck or something.
More sparks. Is this whole place about to go up?
Wow. Still probably gusting 70, 80 miles an hour right where I'm sitting. And I'm right there on the western eye wall of Hurricane Milton at 10:15 p.m. October 9th. That camera is just basically west of where I'm sitting. It's west, right on the Gulf of Mexico. The other camera, man, that's getting rocked too in Venice. It just feels like somebody, like 5 grown men, just shaking the back of the truck and trying to lift it.
This is why they tell you to evacuate in hurricanes, folks. Normally, they wouldn't let a fire like this burn.
Wow, still blowing here really good. Turn on the LEDs. So I turn on the LEDs. Check out this. You can see the wind better with the rain. I don't know if you're able to see it that good, but wow. Donna Bay and Roberts Bay in Venice. That's where that camera on the right is located, and the one on the left is Siesta Key, just south of Siesta Beach Pavilion area. (10:47 p.m.) I'm in Sarasota. Venice Beach, 58, gusting to 70 out of the west. That's station VENF1. That's directly onshore winds.
To me, that would be bringing the surge in.
Yes. Oh, yeah, you can see it. Look, it's halfway up that wall now, the water.
I put this right up there with Matthew and Michael. What is it with the M's? Matthew, Michael, and Milton.
Yeah, it's the M name.
And we were a couple hours short of, or a few hours short of, I thought we were going to be doing this somewhat on the 10th, which would have been the anniversary of Michael. 11:01 p.m.
not seeing it.
Milton, no longer a major hurricane. Winds 105 miles an hour. Pressure 960.
Look, it's pure darkness other than the reflectors in the road on my camera. Timestamp was 11:20 p.m. October 9th. So here's where the camera is right here. And there were like 6 or 7 boats. Let me show you this picture. This is what it looked like beforehand. There's pretty solid filled with boats. And now here's the live shot. There's, you know, some boats completely gone. There were at least, like I said, about 6 or 8 boats in this screen, in this shot. And they've been gone. I know the water got high up in here. This bridge is probably 15 feet up. It got just below the bridge line. But not really much structural damage. Again, some of the boats are teetering here and some are missing. But the roofs in the background look pretty good. They look like they're in good shape. The winds were coming in here from the southwest. I came back 2 days later to retrieve the cameras. Passing over the Stickney Point Road Bridge, it became apparent that the storm surge brought quite a bit of debris in and around Roberts Bay and Sarasota Bay. Once I got over the bridge, the amount of damage was much more significant, and the amount of debris along the sides of the roads was apparent from the storm surge that came in during the night. These same residents had to deal with Hurricane Helene just 2 weeks earlier, bringing storm surge and destruction to the coast, almost as bad as what we're seeing right now. In many ways, it's hard to differentiate the damage between Helene and what Milton caused, because they were so close together and there was so much debris, especially in southern Siesta Key, laying on the sides of the roads before Milton even hit. I turned down the street where the camera was set up, hoping for the best but expecting the worst, at the Beach Haven pool villas. And there it was, still clinging to the pole. The building behind it did not get burned. And we were capturing on that camera embers and debris flying that was on fire. And look at this. So it's pretty bad here. I mean, this whole thing was burning for hours and hours throughout the night, and the camera was picking all this, the embers blowing toward these buildings over here, but nothing caught fire on this side. But the surge was all in here, and that fire went on for a really long time. It's a real shame what happened here. Luckily nobody was here at the time, and there we go through this door. It leads out to the beach. I mean, look at the whole thing is gutted in here. All this was on fire. The whole thing burned down in here. You can still smell the burning. You can still smell the smoldering in here. It's still warm in here, actually. But we caught the sparks that were starting this fire. It was a line that came down on the buildings, and it kept arcing for like 30 minutes and eventually caught the building on fire. And then the storm surge came in. But buildings across there were boarded up, but they didn't get any damage. Oh, there's a hole in the roof over there. Let's see. Yeah. There's a hole right there in the roof. Not sure how that might have happened. Maybe something fell on it. But, I mean, so I decided to head south in Siesta Key just to see the damage compared to what Helene caused. And it looked just as bad as when I was there prior to Hurricane Milton. Debris all on the sides of the roads. These poor people never had a chance to recover.